really, really glad to be here. Adams and I have worked over the last couple of years, and Adams is amazing. I'm so happy to be at Writing Over supporting you guys. I have 15 minutes, so I don't want to take a lot of time. I want to just get into the meat of the thing. So we do have a topic today, and it's Launch While You Learn: A Student's Guide to Building Tools, Teams, and Startups that solve real problems. So the I don't have a slide just because we do have a very short time, but I do have like a few points that I want to talk about. This is 6:24, so by like I guess 6:40 we should be done. Okay. So the first thing I want to say is a lot of things in life. Oh my god, I feel like a motivational speaker, but like a lot of things in life are not black and white. Um and I mean, I guess we know that, but I think also just a lot of advice in life is not it's not like it's not black and white. Again, like I say, what I'm trying to say is that like I'm going to say a lot of things. They're going to be a little contradictory, actually, and it might sound self-contradictory, but I think what's important is you listen to. I'm actually a Libra, so I don't know if there are any zodiac people here, but like, so I guess I would always look at two sides. But it is very important that you listen to as many sides as possible, and this person's advice might not work for you. Or this knowledge in this particular extreme might not work for you, and you can also be an outlier. And I know I'm sounding abstract, but like this is going to make sense to you shortly. Just give me a minute. But I really want to give that preamble. So there are four things I want to talk about today. If you're looking to like build anything, whether as a student or even like as a graduate, I'm going to tell you the 4 points, and then I will go around to tell you. I'll give a little like I'll give some personal stories for all of them, and I will just talk about them. Are we good? I just want to make sure that everyone is following me so far. I don't know. This is time for those emojis because I need to know that you guys are here. Okay, cool. All right. So the first one is know when to quit. The second one is take it very seriously. The third is understand what is needed of you and ensure it's done. And to be honest, I feel like I can merge like the third and the fourth points, because the fourth point is be scrappy. And I'll talk about this. So know when to quit. So in my 400 level, and this is 400 level is my 400 level was, sorry, I graduated in 2016, so 400 level was 2015. Cool. I had built a smart school solution. I think at the time school solutions were not like everywhere, but like, I think they were just gaining traction in Nigeria. I built a fully robust solution. I think I'd spent almost all of my actually I spent all of my 400 level developing this, and then I was on IT for 6 months, and like I was privileged to work at my uncle's like site because I studied civil engineering, and all I did for 6 months was write that code. That was all I was working on. And I had a really robust like school solution. And then I tried to sell it. Now, why did I build that solution? I built that solution because I had some friends, the friends that taught me how to write software, like write code. They had built a school solution. They talked about just how they had told me how profitable it is. They were earning money from recurring money from it. And I think I guess I cared about the problem a little, just a little, not that much, but a little. And I mean, I just learned how to code just like a year ago. I was just like I was looking for stuff to do. So it was a perfect project that like stretched me, and I had a solid product at the end of the day, and I had to do something about it. So I built that product. Oh yeah, now time to market it. And then I learned that in trying to market that product, I learned just how bureaucratic schools are. And so the school solution was for like primary, secondary schools. And like if you ever try to sell to a primary or secondary school, like you will see bureaucracy, because like whoever makes the decision for secondary schools is not that very clear. So sometimes it's the principal, sometimes it's the school owner, Sometimes it's like the admin, but you shall have to get everybody to agree. And you can even get like the principal to agree, but like owner doesn't want to pay. And then there was the pricing thing. And mind you, I was the only person on my team. Um, the only person that we sold that product to was a family friend whose mom was like was managing a school, and then she kind of had the school implemented for a term. But I think that was the only people that gave us money, and it was like 2 point something million. Was it 2 million? I don't know. It was like maybe like 1 point something million. It was shy a lot of money, and I was so happy that we signed a client. But the school did not even really use it, nor did they even fully integrate it. We struggled to find another client. And the reason why I know that we signed that client is because my friend got a cut out of that deal, if I'm not mistaken. Did I give him a cut? I think I gave him a cut. And Shasha, there was a lot of goodwill in the process, and that's why I got that. I had like 2 other family friends that I tried to sell the product to, and they did not respect me. They did not respect me. They did not. But I knew I had a solid product, but they did not respect me. They did not. I was alone compared to like the people that sold this product, this kind of products. Companies sold this kind of products. They have like a team. And I think in when I went back to school for my 500 level, because I think I tried to sell it all of 400 level holiday, and I think I tried to sell it during like 500 during like Christmas holiday of my 500 level. And I tried. I grew up in Port Harcourt, so I was trying a lot of Port Harcourt schools, and then I also tried it in a few schools in Lagos. Disaster. I even had I barely knew anybody there, so it was just impossible. But I think in my family level, I think I have an ability to like separate myself from things and just move on. Sometimes, not all the time, but I think I just realized that like, this one past my power. I cannot get into this kind of setting that I'm trying to get into, and I cannot close the client. So I don't know how to do this. I don't even have the resources to maybe hire people to do this. But I think I did a survey, and I just realistically agreed that like, I can't move. I even tried to now sell the product back to the people. So the thing is, I can tell you that they bought it from me, but I don't even think I got like 300K from this. And this is a product I worked on for like over like a year. It was very full. And I think they paid me like 100. It was just a mess. That ended sadly. The only thing I think I got out of that was just a lot of experience in maybe in products and work and doing things, and just a lot of hands-on experience trying building something. But I say this because as you build things as a student, and again, as you build it as a student, you might not have all the information at the beginning. You might get information, you might get more information about the idea or the products you're trying to build along the line. And it's going to be important to learn to either pivot or stop with new information. Don't let like sunken costs keep you working on one thing that might never really work out. Yeah. Does that make sense? I don't know. Like I'm sorry, I don't see people, so like I'm just really trying to make sure that you guys get me. Are you guys following? So, and now the reason why I started this session with like no advice, don't listen to any advice that you hear from me, because I literally did not follow that advice when I was building Seller. Because I started building Seller in 2016, and from 2016 to Seller took off in 2020. From 2016 to 2020, I don't think there was a week where I was not iterating this product and making changes and talking to customers. And now I didn't have as many customers as we had in 2020. So I'll give you an example. I can't remember. I really don't have the numbers, unfortunately, but sure know that we took off in 2020. And from 2016 to 2020, there was very little to no traction. But I did have a few users, actually. I had a few users. My users were using the product. Now, They were not making that much money, but they were using the product. Um, I saw some traction, not a lot of traction. I don't even think that in the 4 years or 3 years, that's 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, most of 2020. I don't think in the 4 years we saw 20 million naira in revenue combined. But then the beauty of this is like in 2020, we saw like 100 million in like 1 year. And then the next year we saw a billion. And then in the next year we saw like 4 billion. Um, so knowing when to quit is important because if I didn't quit, if I just kept like working on that thing over and over and over and over and over again, and like because I was like, oh, I've started this project, like I cannot give up. I've spent 1 full year on this. I don't know if I would have been able to even take on Seller when the idea came to me. So as a student and as a young person, really, you would have ideas, you'd have really great ideas, you'd work on things. It's gonna be fun, it's gonna be cute. I try not to let sunken costs like hold you back because one thing is sure, you would always have beautiful ideas. But you know what would suck? What would suck is you not, oh my god, time has gone. Sorry. What would suck is you not having the time to do it because you're just focused working on rubbish. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. But again, look at the next thing I want to say is take it very seriously. And again, I'm going to pull from my experience in Seller. I'm going to pull from my experience in the school project. I'm also going to pull from my experience at my jobs. There is no boss I've had. There's no job I've actually had. And I was working at Seller from 2016. Sorry, I was working full time from 2016 to 2021. And there is no boss of mine that you will call and ask that. There's no boss of mine that you will call and ask that would tell you that I wasn't like most hardworking employee that they had. So this is for your job. This is for your product. Take it as seriously as possible. I was speaking to some of my friends that I was working with on Seller in 2016, and they were like, "Girl, you just always had so much energy." And I can't lie, I actually did. I've always just been an intense person, but it really pays off. Cause, oh my god, I also had another point. Actually, I just remembered another point, and I'm gonna tell you what that point is next. Just because this work that you're trying to do, building anything, takes a lot of time, a lot of work, and it's very, very important that you point as much as you can. Don't half-ass it. Don't half-ass it. Give it your all. Give anything that you're doing your all. Whether it's a job, and even if it's like there was an event I had where I even talked about the fact that like, and just because all of you are like students and you're gonna start getting jobs soon, it's like even give your job your all, because when you leave a job, the only thing that you get out of it is the skills that you have, is the hard work that you put in it, all the time, all that commitment, everything. So trust me, give your job your all, give your product your all, give your business your all. Don't half-ass it, because there's a lot of work to do and someone has to do it. The next thing, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. I know that I'm out of time. So the next thing I want to say is be very delusional. I can't lie, I'm a delusional girl with like with like, I like to like still play coy or like, but be as delusional, because believe that whatever you're working on, believe that whatever you're building is going to be the best thing ever. Because most of the time, it's only that delusion that is going to power you through the days when it's not working out, the days when nobody's using the product, the days where shit is just going south, because there will be those days. I talk about the fact that like I'm enjoying working right now, but I can't lie, I woke up depressed 2 weeks, like last week Tuesday, because I think I just woke up to like some stupid issue coming up, and it's like there will be those days, but be delusional about, because I talk about all of this because these are the things that you're going to need as you start building something. Just be delusional that this is going to work out. I mean, trust and believe that it's going to work out, and it's that delusion that should also power you to work very hard on it, because startup work it's not easy. I would really like to say that like, oh my god, it's easy, it's cute, it's fun. So the thing is, I think one of the things that kept me working on Seller from 2016 to 2020, I can't lie, it was because it was all I was doing was writing code and talking to customers. And I love writing code. I love building products. I love thinking about So it's, of course, people will tell you to do what you love. And the reason they say do what you love is because that's most of the thing that's going to power you through. So of course, try to not to build a product that you probably don't care about. Um, but enjoy what you're doing. Interestingly, I don't think that's rocket science. The last and final thing is, and it really just ties to what I have been saying so far. The last and final thing is, one of the things people fail to do is they don't know what is required of them when they're building a business. So they might have an idea of like a product. They might, and they know that this product is good, but then it's like they don't know all that it takes to go from 0 to 1. And that's a very wide thing to talk about, just because that can come from it. That can you can talk you can think of you can think of that point from a product perspective, in terms of like, I have an idea to make renting easy for like students. Okay, do you understand why renting is hard for students now? Do you understand how students find apartments? You need to understand what is required of you. You need to understand what your product is about, because having an idea is not enough. Understanding the problem you're trying to solve, understanding the people that are involved in this problem, understanding everything is very critical. And then also you think about like understanding what is now required of you when the product is ready, when the product exists, is also now very, very important, because there are so many parts of running a business. And I mean, this is why people have co-founders, because you cannot do everything. You want to get us people, some people that can do some other things, but it's also not important that the people that you get understand what is required of them to move from 0 to 1, because you can't work hard on a problem if you don't know what you're doing. And that's why sometimes people spend a lot of time working hard on something for a really long time, and they almost have nothing to show for it, or they have no results, just because they're working on things, but not things that people wanted, or not things that really, really mattered. Um, I know these are very high level, vague concepts, but and they might not make sense to you today. But when you're building something, hopefully it will make sense to you. Just try to remember these things. So just to recap, because we're really out of time now. The first thing is know when to quit. Number two is take it very seriously. I'm gonna add in number three on the fly, which is be delusional about the product. And I guess maybe know when to quit, be delusional, and then take it very seriously, just because there's a lot of work to do, and take it like this will be the next like Microsoft. And not even like, and for me, I'm not very like, oh my God, I want to be a billionaire kind of person. But I know that I want the kind of, I know that I started building this product with the mindset of like, I want this to be used by so many people. I want this to actually change the way people do stuff. And that was my goal for this. And then the last thing, so it's like, understand what is it for you to do. Oh my God, and there was actually a point that I forgot, which is be scrappy. The be scrappy point is, as a student, except your father is like very rich, or your parents are very rich, or your uncle is very rich. You will not have all the resources to do all the things that you want to do, or to implement all the strategies that you want to implement. But what you will always have is ways to improvise. And I mean, that's also and that's really where good understanding of, because when you understand what needs to be done, and you understand what is like what you're trying to achieve, you don't need to go the always conventional routes that might be expensive, or that you might not be able to do. You can now think, what other way can I achieve this thing that is like not, that will get me to the result that I want? So the last thing is be scrappy. Move as many needles as you can, ask for as many favors from friends as you can, beg as many people as you can, send as many cold DMs as you can, because you really never know who will reply you. Yeah, I hope this has been helpful.